All right, welcome everyone. If you do not have your settings set yet to speaker view, go ahead and click speaker view if you just want to see me. Or if you want to see everybody else running around, of course you can leave it the way it is too. My name is Dr. Staci Holweger. I'm sure you guys, most of you know who I am. This is our Saturday business training. And each Saturday we have a different topic. And Marcy and I, of course, with many of you, were in Cancun last week, and we were talking about events and the different things we have coming up on our calendar, and of course, with Team Evolve, but also globally. And I said, I'd really like to do a Saturday training on events. I'm not in town many Saturdays because I'm traveling for events. So I said I will be in town this Saturday, and I would love to be able to do a training with you all and talk to you about events and have a conversation with you about that. Of course, as you know, the chat is always here and open for you to ask questions or interact with. But I really want to talk about the importance of events initially, whether it's in person or online, before I do some screen sharing. And Marcy's going to share the biz site in a little bit, and we're really going to talk about that. So I don't know where you are in your business, in your LifeWave business. I don't know how long you've been with LifeWave or what your rank is or even what your goals are. But of course you do, right? You know that information. You know how long you've been with LifeWave. You know your successes, your results, the things that you have planned to accomplish and achieve in this company. And maybe you're brand new and you're like, of that yet, and that's okay. We all start at that place, right, where we don't have any success yet, any results or any testimonials or anything like that. So anywhere in between. Okay, I know Marcy and Peter have been here with some people for, gosh, going on 5 years now. I'm getting ready to celebrate my 3-year anniversary in a few weeks, and so we're just so grateful to be able to be a team that is evolving and growing all these years and being able to help so many people. And at the end of the day, it is about helping people improve their quality of life, right? We know that. But we are on here today also to talk about improving your financial quality of life. This is a business training. This is not a product training. So we definitely won't be asking product questions, FYI. That's Tuesday night. Oh, and by the way, Tuesday night, I will be interviewing a former NFL football player and Super Bowl ring champion earner, Ivory Sully, and I'm sure many of you may have heard his testimonial, but we are in a 5-part series of athletes and fitness instructors and trainers and professionals. And so I'll be interviewing Ivory on Tuesday, and we'll get a little bit more to that in a minute. But I want to talk to you, no matter where you are in your business, there is a huge key component to your success. And the success is going to lie in your ability to be able to invite people. And it could be online, it could be in person, it could be to a phone call, it could be to a Zoom, it could be with a recording. But we're going to talk about these things today because, we all are in the same company, LifeWave, fastest growing company in this industry right now, right? Hitting that momentum rank 4 years in a row. We are up 5% in sales globally over last quarter alone. Huge jumps in what's happening in our business right now. But we're all in the same company. We all have the same product. Okay, we all are marketing LifeWave's product. We're sharing with people, friends, family members, coworkers, complete strangers that we meet in the grocery store or in Cancun, right? We're sharing this technology wherever we are. So we have the same company. We have obviously the same product. We're in the same industry of, being able to share belly to belly with people, word of mouth, online, however that looks. So there's just one variable really in your success in LifeWave, and that variable is you. It's not anything else. We see that LifeWave's proven 20-year-old company. This industry, oh my God, how many years old is the industry of multi-level marketing? I don't know, 70, 80 plus years or more, right? People have been recommending things their whole lives. So we know that is a definite. And we do have a technology that's proven to work. It's scientifically patented. And so it's ourselves that we want to look at. And that's what we're going to talk about today with inviting people, because that is how you grow this business. You grow the business, and you hear Marcy talk about this all the time, by making a list. You help people improve their quality of life by making a list. And I want to talk to you a little bit about that. So for me, when I started 3 years ago, being in this industry for 20 years, it wasn't a new concept to me to share with people. I knew I wanted to share the second I heard David Schmidt, and the second that I heard people's testimonials, not my own, of course, but other people's. I knew I wanted to share with as many people as possible. And so the first thing I did was I got out a notebook and I made a list. We're not going to go into that too much, but if you don't have a list yet, that is your first thing you want to do. Whether you go to your phone and grab that contact list, whether you have an email database, or maybe you go to your Facebook. And I can hear you guys right now. Oh, I don't do anything on Facebook. I'm not a Facebook person. Fantastic. I don't need you to do anything on Facebook, but go to your friends list, which is in alphabetical order, and write their names down. Maybe all 300 of them or all 3,000 of them. I don't know. But those are all contacts that you have, right? Whether you guys are best friends, acquaintances, or how many times do you have a conversation with someone and you go, how did we actually become friends on Facebook? How did we meet each other? Who do we have mutually that we could potentially have met before? How did we become friends? I have a brand partner on my team that's fairly new, and we talked last month when she reached out to me. I had reached out to her a couple years ago, and timing's right now. And she said, how did we meet anyways? We were both, my first multi-level marketing company I was in over 20 years ago, she was in as well. We didn't know each other. We didn't have Facebook at that point in time. It didn't even exist. So somehow, through mutual connections, through people in that company that neither one of us are in or have been in 20 years. Somehow along the years, we connected on Facebook. We'd never had a conversation about anything else until I reached out to her a couple years ago about LifeWave, and I sent her a little information, and then she was crickets, right? You guys know what that means, not responsive. And then all of a sudden she reaches out to me last month. So you don't know how you know people. The thing is, they're there for a reason. God put them in your life for a reason. You connected for a reason, okay? Whether it's a brand new person you meet on the street, or whether it's somebody that's been on your social media platform for 20 years and you have no idea who they are. So that list is what we're going to talk about. When I started, I made the list, and what was the first thing I did? I decided to do what Peter No calls breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All right. I listened to literally 2 little baby videos with Peter and Marcy. The very first, Peter's like, balloons. Get those balloons going off. I listened to 2 little videos. There was a 15-minute video on the comp plan with Peter and Marcy, and then Peter had done another short video about getting your business started. And that was 3 years ago. I listened to them. I printed off my charts, of course. I made my list. And Peter said, BLD, you're going to build your business breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And dinner, you guys know, is our 9 p.m. Eastern patching podcast. Back when I started, they had it Monday through Thursday, 4 days a week. We know it's evolved over the years, and we now have Monday and Thursday night, and then of course we have my Tuesday night, and David's on and corporate's on at least 2 Wednesdays out of the month. So I said breakfast here in Florida is 11 a.m. I don't know about you guys, but we do intermittent fasting. And so we don't eat before 11. I hope you don't either. It's really good for your health, right? Your metabolism, get those, autophagy, get those dead cells out of your body. So 11 a.m. was the first Zoom that I scheduled. 3 p.m., which is when we have lunch here in Florida, was the second Zoom I scheduled. And then, of course, we joined that patching podcast at 9 p.m. Eastern. So I decided Monday through Friday, we would do breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 11 was me, and I grabbed my good friend Laura, and I said, hey, let's get our list of people and invite them to 11 a.m. And we'll do a short little 30-minute, and we'll share a little bit that we know, a baby bit that we know about the science and technology from this health tracker sheet. We'll read that. No one will know we're reading it. They will have no clue. And then we will do a quick little, maybe someone can share a testimonial if they have it, and we'll do a little Q&A. And we'll come back again together at 3. If someone couldn't make it 11, we'd invite them at 3. If they couldn't make it at 3, we'd invite them at 9. And you guys, when we started, that's all we did in online was 11, 3, and 9. We did that Monday through Thursday, and then on Friday we did 11 and 3. And we went from 0, knowing nothing about LifeWave at all. Okay, nothing except for the one video we'd seen, before we went to watch David. We heard David, we heard some testimonials, we had a health tracker. That's it, right? We had the charts, and we stayed very consistent with that 5 days a week, inviting to the 11, inviting to the 3, inviting to the 9. And we would ask people that would come back to the next one, bring some friends or family members that you know or care about that you think would benefit from this technology too. So I want to paint a picture for you of what consistency looks like. Consistency from when I started in May until the beginning of December. So that 6-month period, I went from 0 to presidential director, earning, we'll just say it, over $20,000 a month. Okay, that happened in a 6-month window of time, from breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, did I have conversations with people online in between? Of course, people were messaging, right? Not everybody could make it, to those exact times. And some people didn't even care to. Some people said, I don't care, whatever it is, whatever you're doing, whatever you're using, I want it. And then other people said, no, I'm not even remotely interested. Take me off your list. All of the in between, right? But the thing is, I started with a list. I kept adding to the list, and I invited every single day. Marcy didn't do a Zoom for me. Peter didn't do a Zoom for me. April didn't do a Zoom for me. Nobody did a Zoom for me. So I want you to think about this, okay? You know about this technology. You've heard testimonials, I'm sure, or you can jump on our Telegram channel and listen to some of the recordings if you're brand new and haven't. But you have the ability to do the exact same thing. It doesn't have to be 11, 3, and 9. It can be whatever time works for you. You make your own schedule, right? But the key is to create something to invite people to online. Now, I'm going to talk to you here in a second about belly to belly in person, because I love that. I always have. But I want you to understand that when you're online, you can connect with people all over the world. If you do not utilize Zoom yet on your own, you can get a free account. Go to zoom.us and get a free account. You have 45 minutes. When you get these people together, there's no more than a 30-minute window. That's it, and you're hopping off, right? So there's no need for you to even pay anything, but you have your own Zoom account. Maybe you have someone that you're working with right now. Maybe you have an upline that is, been in the business a little longer than you. You guys can lock arms. Or maybe you've brought in someone like I brought in Laura. And I said, let's lock arms and do this. Let's do Zooms together. So maybe it's a sideline. Maybe it's somebody that is not in your team, not in your upline. Peter and I are not on the same team. Most people think that Peter and I are on the same team. Peter's on Marcy's left leg. I'm on Marcy's right leg. We do stuff together all the time. We always have, right? Because we're friends and we're sideline buddies. He's my sideline brother. So find a sideline brother or sister if you don't have somebody in your upline or downline, or start it yourself at the end of the day, right? Because this business, remember, it's not the company, it's not the industry, it's not the product, it's you. You're the variable. And so you have the determination to make happen whatever you want happen. So consistently inviting created that presidential director organization. And then, of course, from there, it went on to senior presidential director in just at that year mark. And so anyone on this team right now that is not currently a senior presidential director, which there could be a few of you right now that are not currently senior presidential directors, what if you have that goal? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But if you have that goal and you stayed consistent for the next 6 months, where would you be? How close would you be to SPD? My upline actually hit SPD in 6 months. April Vaughn is my enroller. I hit PD in 6 months. She hit SPD in 6 months. And you guys know Marcy and Peter did it faster. And what if it takes you 6 years? Right? What if you were consistent for 6 years? Can you imagine the opportunity that you would have to not only change your lives, but hundreds and thousands and tens of thousands of people's lives in that process. If you were consistent with doing something on Zoom where you can invite people around the globe. Maybe it's once a day for you. Maybe you pick a lunch and learn and everyone gets together at noon and you all grab your green tea and you talk for 30 minutes about this technology and what it's done for you or others in your family or circle, and let other people ask questions. I don't know what you want it to look like, but when you can be online consistently on Zoom, inviting people, you can build up momentum in your business. If you just do one thing a week, one 30-minute thing a week, or one 1-hour thing a week, which is still amazing, you're still helping people, you're not going to create that consistent momentum that's really going to exponentially grow your business. So again, that goes back to your goals. I don't know what your goals are, but I do know that the key to achieving them is inviting people to events online and staying consistent with that process. And for me personally, those messages are in a voice clip. And if you've never done that, it's something I want you to play around with this weekend, because when you are new, you don't know everything, right? Your ignorance on fire. I have no idea. That was me 3 years ago. I really have no idea everything about this technology. I just understand the power of stem cells, and this is a technology that's going to activate it. I'm going to tell the world because it's the price of a cup of coffee a day and it's non-invasive. I got that, right? Because we've done stem cell therapy that was extremely invasive, that was extremely time consuming, that had potential side effects and risks and was hundreds of thousands of dollars. So this was a no-brainer. I'm going to go tell the world about it. I don't need to understand the ins and outs and what the ingredients are and all the patents and studies. I just know I'm excited, and people can hear your heart in your voice. And for me, that voice message is 30 seconds or less. I still send voice messages to people because I want them to hear me. They hear my excitement, my passion, my energy. It's not even really about the words. It's not the words that you're saying. It's not a script. It's an energy that's felt. And knowing what you know about LifeWave, you know we're talking about energy, right? We're working with the body's energy field. And so being able to transfer and communicate that energy through your voice is powerful. You know, I always say you can never say the right thing to the wrong person or the wrong thing to the right person. Every yes is divinely guided, and every no is divinely guided. I'm not in charge. God is. So my job is to put it out there, to share with the people, and the people that are right to join me at that time, whether it's a product user or actually a brand partner that wants to build, they're going to say yes. And if the time is not right, it's not for me to decide. It's not for me to worry about. It's not for me to stress over, oh, if she would just join me, this would blow up. She needs this so bad. She just has to listen. No, she doesn't. Remember, you're the variable, not her, right? Whether it's her product experience, how bad she needs it, or how good she would be at the business, it's not her, it's you. And your job is just to share, and invite as many people as possible to what you're doing, to listen, to come and learn and hear from other people. Or maybe from yourself, right? Just like I did in the beginning. Come and hear me talk about this for a few minutes. We'll hear some people's testimonials and answer questions. I still do that, you guys, every week, every day. Every day I'm on Zoom and people are inviting people and they're coming to learn and listen and hear and get their questions answered. So that voice message needs to be true to you. For me, it sounded something like, hey, Lindsay, you know how into all things health and wellness I am. I have come across something that I have to get your opinion on. I need you to take a look at this and give me your feedback and thoughts on it. Are you open to doing that? That's my message, right? Something along those lines. Hey, Becky, I know how into all things health and wellness you are. Have you seen or heard about this latest technology? I have got to get your eyes on this. Would you be open to give me your feedback and opinion? Everyone wants to give their feedback and an opinion. It does not have to be perfect. I am not going to type it out for you. I want you to be you, and I want you to reach into your heart and you can write it down if you want to and read it in that voice message, but I want you to be able to communicate your energy and your heart to someone with something that you've come across that you really would love for them to take a look at. Because if you don't tell them about this, someone else will. Remember? Things are spreading. We're growing. Sales are through the roof. We should hit over 500 million in sales this year, at least. That means more and more and more people are hearing about LifeWave. Are we saturated? No. No. We have 8 billion people on the planet. We're in 82 countries. We are nowhere near saturated. But more and more people are hearing about it, especially in our pockets, right? And people are making decisions based on the type of people that are approaching them, whether or not they want to partner with them or not, whether or not they want to buy from them or not. No one wants to be spammed or sold. They want to know that someone actually cares about them, and you wanted to share this with them and see what they thought of it, right? Whether you're going into, your Facebook and you're sending these private messages like I've always done, or whether you're going into your phone and you're sending those voice messages through your contact list, or maybe even if you're typing up something really quickly and sending it to your email list. The key is to send the message out there and ask them if they'd be open to take a look at it. And when they say, yeah, sure, of course I am. What are you into now? I have to know all the things you're into. Well, can you hop on this quick Zoom with me? I'll send you the link. It's at 9 p.m. Eastern tonight. I would love for you to hear more. Or hey, let me send you the information. We're having a little informational wellness webinar at 11 a.m. on Thursday. I'll send you the info and you can be my guest. So you're reaching out and you're inviting them to come and join you and to hear more about this. Does that make sense to you guys? Yes, kind of, sort of, maybe. Okay. All right. So that has been the secret sauce. I promise you. When people ask me, how is your team consistently growing and growing so large week after week after week? It's the secret sauce of teaching others to invite to Zooms with you. I promise you that's it, because we can reach globally on this screen. I'm going to talk to you about belly to belly in a second because I love in-person events, and we're going to screen share and show you some things. But I really want you to understand that if you're not good at this, if you're not good at inviting people, I want you to make that your focus. For the rest of this quarter, we just started the second quarter, Q2, April, May, and June. Yes, that's your focus. I want you to be a queen or a king of inviting people to Zooms. Whether you're doing them yourself or whether you're inviting to ones you're doing with people or you're inviting to the ones that are currently on the calendar. The more people you can get to come in here and listen, the more people that will join you. And you don't have to be the expert. You just have to be good at inviting. I promise. Okay. April, who is my sponsor, invited me to listen to David Schmidt, and she invited another lady to listen to David Schmidt, and we both listened to David Schmidt and we both said yes. And if you know April Vaughn, that's definitely not the end of the story, but she is doing very well in her business from asking 2 people to come and hear more about LifeWave's technology. Now, of course, she's not stopped there. She's invited, thousands and thousands of people, and hundreds have personally joined her. So it's a process. It takes time. But that's the secret sauce. When my team asks me, what can I do? What can I do different? I'm not getting where I want to get. What do I need to do to grow my business? You got to be the queen of inviting. Okay. You got to be the king of inviting people. And when you invite from here with your words, with your voice, that has so much more power than just a message. People get messages all day long. They get the really long ones. And I get them too. And I look at them and I do swipe left to mean that I have not read it so that I can go back when I can focus, because I really want to give people attention when they're sending me messages. But if they're really long, I'm like, oh God, I don't have time for that right now. But you know what happens for the people on the other end of your line? most of them are probably just going, I don't have time for that right now. They open it and don't look at it and never respond. So when it's a voice memo, people go, what is he messaging me about? Why would she send me a voice memo? If you don't know how to do a voice memo 101, you all have a phone, you can Google it, how to send a voice memo, or ask someone, right? It's just a microphone, you touch it and then they can hear your voice. But ask someone if you don't know how. Super fun, super simple, super easy. If you're on your messenger, this messenger has a microphone and you can see it right there. Do you see that little microphone? See my flashing cursor? It's right next to that. It's a microphone. And if I touch that, that microphone allows me to start talking and I can send this message and it's going to say all these things just like this to this person. And then when I'm done, I can hit stop and send. For her, I just put it in the trash. But you know what I'm saying? It's that simple, okay? Now let's talk a little bit about what else I did in the beginning. Also, because in my history of this industry, we started when there was no social media, there was no Zoom, there was no Facebook, there was no text messages. And I know you all remember that. You remember before there were even cell phones, okay? So I know you remember that. So I went back to those roots, and the way I love to build is belly to belly. And I love to connect with people in person. So I told Laura, I said, okay, we're going to do breakfast, lunch, and dinner 5 days a week, but we are going to get out there in front of people as well. Laura lives about 45 minutes south of me. And I said, you have a clubhouse at your condo facility. My in-laws have a clubhouse at their condo facility, a little more up north here. I said, we're going to find our people that we are friends with on Facebook in this area, because we have some friends, obviously. We both lived here for a little while. I'd lived here about 6 years, and I think she'd lived here about 3 at the time that we started LifeWave. And I said, but let's get on Facebook because you can sort your friends based on their area. And I said, let's create an event on Facebook. That means we're going to invite people to that event, but it's going to be once a month down at your condo unit and once a month up here at mine. So we're going to do 2 in-person events every month. Now, guess what we call them? We still call them this to this day. Patches and Prosecco. You guys know what Prosecco is, right? You know what champagne is, bubbly, even if it's apple cider juice, whatever, grape juice in a champagne bottle, right? For $2. It's fun. People love Patches and Prosecco. Maybe I had somebody say, patches and movement or something, motion movement patches. I don't know. They were going to do some kind of yoga class with it. They didn't want mimosas, something like that. Mimosas, movement, and patches or something. You can name it whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Call it a wellness webinar. Be creative with it. I just like Patches and Prosecco, and that's really stuck around here in this area. And so everyone knows when we're having a Patches and Prosecco party, then they're going to get a little bubbly if they choose, and we're going to have some information about LifeWave, and we're going to be able to help them customize their packs to be able to order, okay? And of course, they all invite guests. So we started to do 2 of those a month. We did that for 6 months as well as being online. Now, I'm sure you've all lived where you live, probably a few years, if not 50 or 60 years. So I want you to think about the people you know in your area, maybe at your church community or your Rotary Club, or maybe in the development you live in and you have a clubhouse there and you guys can have little events. I don't know. Have some people around a coffee table at Starbucks. I've done all of the above. But I want you to think about doing at least 1, if not 2 things in person every month. You don't have to stand up in front of the room. Like I said, you can all sit around a kitchen table or sit at a coffee table. Everyone can sit around on couches and chairs. No one has to stand in the front and do a presentation. Everyone gets the health tracker. You read the health tracker. They fill the health tracker out. They look at the patch summary sheet, the all-in-one products flyer, and they decide what patches they want. They put them on the order form and they go home happy, right? Safely, no drinking and driving. So that Patches and Prosecco or that wellness webinar, or wellness event in person, whatever it is, commit to doing at least 1 of those. I promise you, people want to get together in person. I have my team up in Jersey last Sunday, you know, the huge promos happening, right? So all the brand partners come and they all bring guests. They had 40 people get together at her house on Sunday, last Sunday. 15 new enrollments. 15 new enrollments, not to mention, of course, the brand partners that took advantage of that Alavita promo. But that is so powerful when you can get people together in a room, even if it's five people. I had a breakfast, coffee and breakfast a week ago, right before Cancun, with 3 people sitting outside at Panera, talking about the patches, sharing the information, right? Answering their questions. It doesn't matter if it's 3 or if it's 30. The key is that you're doing it, that you're connecting with people in person too. And if you use the tools we have, you don't have to be the expert. Everyone can print off a health tracker, right? Everyone can print out that all-in-one products flyer, and everyone can print out an order form and say, you know what, if I don't have an answer, let me text somebody really quickly. And before our conversation's over, I'm sure someone will answer that question back. Be okay with not knowing everything, but getting out there. Because remember, you're the variable. It's not the company. It's not the product. It's not the industry. It's you. And the people that share and invite have the biggest teams, right? They're growing the fastest because they're staying consistent with that activity online and in person. And, you know, some of my SPDs on my team this past week did a training on events, and I know we've done them on here as well too. So we're not going to get into like actual vendor events or anything like that. But I have a lot of people that have been in for a while and they've exhausted their warm market. They feel like they've reached out to everybody that they could and they don't want to bother people, even though we know it's 7 to 14 exposures before they say yes, or 6 to 12 exposures, or 4 to 12, whatever you want to say. It's going to take a while for most people. I was an immediate yes the second I saw the patches. There was no question. But some people it takes longer, right? They're skeptical. But they talked about being in that situation, and they build their businesses solely from doing events, pop-up events, health fairs, you know, holistic expos. They go to car shows, they go to home shows, they go to dog shows, they go to all kinds of places. Every single weekend, they've got a tent or a booth popped up somewhere, right? Whether they're in a salon or a spa or a gym or whatever they're doing. And that's an incredible way to build your business. But we're not going to go too much into that because I really want to spend the next 25 minutes. I want to answer questions that you have, but I really want to talk about these bigger in-person events. And I have some stuff I want to screen share to share with you guys, and so does Marcy. So let me look down here through here really quickly. And if you do have a question about anything I've said thus far, please let me know, comment in the chat really quickly, and I will be able to answer it. Yeah, I agree with you, Arlene. Voice clips are so much more personal and people don't misunderstand you. I've had a lot of people with, you know, just copy and pasting messages when they're like, I'm not interested in a business opportunity. And I'm like, I'm not interested in sharing a business opportunity with you. I want to tell you about the product. So when they can hear you, oh, it's so amazing. Okay, so yeah, they're hearing your passion. Okay, thank you guys for some of you guys answering these questions too in the chat. That's amazing. How long is an event? Do you show video or what? So if I'm doing an in-person event, I keep it at 1 hour or less. Now that includes conversation, questions. Okay, so I'm a very interactive person. I will share a little bit of information and I'll say, what questions do you have about that? So if I have the health tracker in front of me, I'll read the first section. It's, you know, 5 or 6 bullet points, and I'll say, what questions do you have about that? Same thing with the second section. I'll have them fill out their part, and very interactive with questions, okay? How do we get those who stop ordering to come back? Invite them to a Zoom. Let them hear more, or share a recording with them from our Telegram that pertains to whatever reason that they started patching to begin with. Hey, I saw this recording. It made me think of you. I know you were patching, but you stopped. This person had similar situation. They've been patching a year now. Look what's happened to them. Okay, so sharing that would be amazing. As far as the patching Prosecco in person, definitely weeknight. I don't do weekends for any of that. So for me, it's going to be like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We don't do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Depends on you and your schedule though, whatever works. Like I said, these girls just did one up in Jersey on Sunday. So, okay. So let's talk about in-person events that we do as a team. So everyone knows we have global convention in Dallas, right? We all know that. That's in October. So we have lots of time before we even remotely get to that to build our business. I mean, gosh, honestly, you guys could all be senior directors, executives, presidentials, and SPDs before you walk across stage in October if you stay focused right now. Like I said, right, committed to doing in-person and online this second quarter, at least one a day, right? At least. But when you look at other events outside of convention, let's talk about the ones where you're really getting the meat and potatoes of this business. These are the ones, not your patches and Prosecco. These are the ones that are going to be a little bit bigger, kind of like your regional events. Okay. There are some of us, me included, that love to do these events. Marcy, Peter, Laura, Leah, Ann, April, Staci, Brian, Dr. Page. Like there's so many of us that love to do these in-person events. And so these regional type events may be in a smaller area. For example, I'm flying up to Kansas City in a couple weeks. We've been doing that. We've went there twice now. This will be our third time where they can put, about 100, 150, 200, they're growing now, people in a room. So these types of events are all on the biz site, and Marcy's going to share it here in just a second. But these events are utilizing you reaching out to people saying, hey, I know you're in this area. I would love to invite you to this event. Are you coming to this area, or that is your area? Grab as many people as you know and get them to the in-person event. Online is amazing, and you guys all know this. But coming together in a room, being able to have a cup of coffee together, or grab lunch or a dinner together, or even just sit around the hotel lobby and have conversation, that bonding time around these events is very powerful in learning and growing. Even in Cancun last week, we spent 2 days. We were supposed to have an excursion one day and the wind was so bad we couldn't go out on the boat. So we spent 2 days sitting at the pool. And of course, Marcy didn't work on her tan. She stayed in the shade. I personally worked on my tan, so I did not stay in the shade. We're side by side on boxes, so I'm just joking, Mars. But we had incredible conversations with people sitting around the pool, hanging out in the water, hanging out on the lounge chairs. People would play volleyball and come back. They'd go down to the beach and walk for a little bit and come back. We had so much fun and learning and sharing of ideas and what do we do for this, or what's your suggestion for that? So having these events as a way to grow your business, connecting to them, right? Marcy spent a good part of the beginning of this year up north on the eastern seaboard, in that area, Boston and Jersey. We're all over the place doing these events. They're all on the biz site, and we're going to continue to do them. Of course, you guys, most all of you came to our Florida event in February with David, which was incredible. And we're going to talk a little bit about that as well, too, our upcoming in here in just a minute. But when I was first in multi-level marketing, I went to, I'm sure many of you have heard of Eric Worre, Go Pro. And I used to go to his in-person events because, his book was incredible. It was simple. It was easy to read. And I decided, I was a school teacher for 10 years with a master's degree, that I was going to go pro, meaning become a professional in the industry of multi-level marketing. I wanted time freedom and financial freedom. I wanted no ceiling on any amount of income that I could earn. And I wanted to go wherever I wanted and do whatever I wanted. And I wanted to teach people along the way. That's what I love to do. I love to teach. I just don't want the constraints of a time or an income, right? Or a building that I had to be in. And so Eric Worre said the people in multi-level marketing that earn the most money put the most butts in the seats. So your job is to fill the seats. And back then we didn't have online. We weren't doing Zoom, right? So when I say put the butts in the seats, the most people, and it may not be about the most money for you. Maybe it's about the most lives that you are impacting. How many lives can I impact? get their butts in the seats, whether online or in person. That's how you impact the most amount of people's lives. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially, is getting them in the seats. Okay. So Marcy, I want you to screen share because I want you to share with them. I want to go through the biz site, that just the front of it right there with the events we have coming up that they can plug into. And I'm sure you guys have been here. I'm sure you've checked it out and looked at it. But if you haven't, maybe you're new to LifeWave, I want you to know that this is a site that Marcy has created. Okay, go back down just a little bit, Mars.
You want to go to the podcast?
Yeah, look at those first. Just so you know, right here at the beginning are our online, set in stone, weekly Zooms that you can plug into. Okay, so this is not the one, these are not the ones you've created, but these are the ones that you can plug into, that we are doing, that you can bring people to so they can learn more about this. Okay, go ahead, Mars. And here's training. If you want more training, if you want more to plug into to learn how to build the business, then this is available for you right here. Okay, keep going. Okay, so we talked about those patching parties. If you want to see what a patching party looks like, then of course right here you can see Marcy doing it. This is in person though. If you're in California, yep.
Yep.
So if you're in that area, right here, you've got April and Gary who are going to be up in New York. Superman Gary, April's my enroller. Here we've got another one. We've got a Get Healthy seminar, right? Incredible that people are opening these up in their areas. This is another California.
This is San Diego.
Perfect. Here's our Houston, Texas. Let me just share with you really quickly. I did talk to Garrett last night, and there's just been a little snafu on the link, the payment processing link, and that's why we have not received the link yet. I know it's less than 2 weeks away. Hotels are already out there. You can book your hotel. Right there is the link for that, and we will have the link. Right now, it's just the wait list, but we will have the link. He said it should be any second now. We've been hearing that, but we promise it's happening.
And we are all going. Dr. Staci is training. I will be training. The leaders will be there, and it will be good.
Gary will be there. Laura, Leah. Yep.
Everybody's going to be in Houston. So please, if you are in the Houston area or have people in Houston, all the leaders will be here, and it's going to be a great event.
Boot camp is not for guests. It's for brand partners only. Okay, go on up. Yep, and here's Kansas City. Gary and I will be in Kansas City the weekend after Houston. We got Honolulu, Hawaii.
Just put that up.
Whoop, whoop. Maui, Hawaii.
We're all over the world, all over the continent, aren't we?
Yeah. And then we've got Arizona coming up June 1st. All right, so let's talk about this for a second, okay? So we do not have 100% confirmation that David will be there in person yet, okay? I have talked to David. He has already had plans to go out of the country, but because of another event that is taking place this exact same day in Orlando, he has conveyed that he is working on changing his schedule. And he would let me know as soon as he knew if he could get his schedule changed to be in the country to be able to participate at their event and our event as well too. If not, then I have asked for us to have a hologram box there to be able to portal him into the hologram box. And if that's not an option, he agreed to do a video, an hour-long product training video for us. So no matter what, David Schmidt is going to be training you and teaching you on the product on July the 20th, which is a Saturday only training. Okay. So just so you know, that is the information we have now
about this. So what I want to tell everyone is this is second convention in my mind. Like Dr. Staci is going to organize this just like she did the one a couple months ago, and it's going to be so good. Last Florida event, we had 1,300 people. I sure would like to see 2,000. Can we fit 2,000 in that room, state doctor?
We can only hit 1,500.
Okay, well, you know what I mean. So, but bigger is better, so much so that what we really want to see is this is in Margaritaville, and there's little,
Okay,
okay, no, go
I
ahead.
have screen shares for this part, but go ahead.
Okay, so Stacy has screen shares for this, but all I can tell you is I'm in a house. Get your team a house. Let's all have a good time together. Walk back and forth to each other's house and build community. And Dr. Stacy, I didn't see this on the invite, but I believe you're doing something special for all of us after the event. Are you going to talk about that?
Yes, and that is on the Eventbrite link. So this event is going to be an all-day event. You will have a little break for lunch and we'll have a little break afterwards for dinner. But that evening, we do have an incredible party planned for you all. So we do have a band and DJ, do some karaoke if you want. We do have this location, the Majestic Event Center, will be set up to have lounge chairs and couches and high tops and big round tables. We have a full, not a buffet, but a full appetizer, heavy appetizers, hors d'oeuvres that will be served all free of charge. There will be a cash bar, and we have our VIP photo booth like we had last time as well too. That's included in it. So you guys can all get your pictures together. So it's going to be from 7 to 10. Same location that we have the daytime event. We're going to get out of there at 4:30. They're going to flip the room and make it all, so it's party style, fun. Big dance floor, huge wooden dance floor, because this event center is more of a wedding event center. And so they're set up to be able to flip it and get all the food out and have the cash bar set up and the photo booth and everything. So it's just going to be a huge come together party, connection, community, and have fun. It's free. It's included in your ticket price. So the all-day training includes that evening with the hors d'oeuvres and the party and stuff afterwards. So it's going to be a ton of fun. We want you all there. I know everyone that came to the last one had a great time. Some people like to sing, some like to dance, some like to get their pictures, and some just like to hang out and chit chat and talk. So we want you to be able to be a part of all of that. Okay, so I'm going to screen share. And I want to share with you what I threw together here really quickly. And that is Margaritaville.
Woo, so that looks fun.
Woo! So this is Margaritaville right here. It actually has its own beach in the Margaritaville. You've got fire pits and of course the water and the sand, the houses. There's a movie studio. Every house has a pool and a hot tub. This is our lobby and, just lots of fun. You can hang out in the water and the house. They've got lots of shops and restaurants and cozy, comfy beds. This is a community. They do have a hotel, but this is a community of houses. Thousands of big houses. And these houses are available to rent. That's the information that Marcy gave you on there. We went together last time and we did 3 houses. And we had 3 8-bedroom, 8-bathroom houses. And they all come with a margarita machine. Tequila is on your own, but they all do come with a margarita machine. And we had so much fun getting together, hanging out by the pool, having, business meetings together, hanging out in the spa, going for walks, just spending time together, learning and just having fun with each other. And I want you to be able to be a part of this. And we have 4 houses rented this time, myself personally with my leaders, my SPDs and my team. And we love for anyone and everyone that comes together to be with us in these houses. And the houses are so affordable, you guys. I promise you. 8-bedroom.
Give us an example of how big the house for about how much. I know it's an estimate, doctor.
Okay, so 8-bedroom with 8 bathrooms. The bathrooms are in the bedrooms, full bathroom in the bedroom. This is a big deal. I think it's a big deal. Okay, we've shared bathrooms and stuff. I'm like, I want my own bathroom, right? Get up in the morning, go to the bathroom, or get up in the middle of the night, go to the bathroom. So 8-bedroom, 8-bathroom. Usually they are 3 floors. Sometimes they're just 2, but usually they're 3 floors. And that is somewhere between 4 nights. We do 4 nights. Okay. You can do 3 nights. We do 4 nights, somewhere between $3,000 and $4,000 total. Okay. So if you look at hotel rooms, right, the expense of that and what that costs, I mean, you're talking $200 a night, at least, sometimes more than that, per person. This is so much more affordable. You can put 16, even some of these houses sleep 20 people because they have, multiple beds in the bedrooms. And so 20 people could stay in this house. And if you spent 3,000, 3,000 for 20 people, I don't know what the math is on
I
that.
just did it. It's only $250 a person for the whole trip.
Yeah. And you're in a
Pretty
house
close.
with a pool and a hot tub and you get to hang out and connect. And there's literally a Target right behind this Margaritaville. So we ran over there, went to the grocery store, grabbed some little food. We had dinner up at one of the restaurants. You can do that. There's lots of restaurants up there in the community. Margaritaville's community is huge. And it gives you, I don't know where that other picture went, but it gives you the ability to be able to get some food, cook right there, or run up. Just literally, golf carts will take you everywhere free of charge. And you can go to the pool, you can go to the spa, you can go to the beach, you can go for walks, you can go to the shops, you can go to the restaurants, the movie theaters. It's just fun. We had so much fun. And so what we want you to do is I'm going to put these two pictures in the Team Evolve page, and I'll put the information in there again with the Margaritaville contact. But I would love for you guys to get together. If you have a team that's large enough to put 20 people in a house, do that. If you don't, then grab friends. Like, our houses are full of sideline buddies, right? We have sideline buddies that are staying together. Some of them are sharing rooms together, but some of them are not. There's husband and wives, couples, there's individuals, singles, some men by themselves, some women by themselves. The rooms are set up in such a way that you can really do all kinds of things inside of that house, depending on the people, the dynamics of the people. But it's just so much fun to connect that way, to get up in the morning, have a cup of coffee. They have a coffee maker, they have the coffee there, or sit down by the pool and have a glass of wine, or, a mocktail, and just chill for the evening and have conversation. So like I said, I'm going to put that in the page because I want you guys to connect. I want you to say, hey, I want to go to Margaritaville. I want to be in one of those houses. Who wants to put a house together? And you just call, put a deposit down. It's nothing but a couple $100 for a deposit, and get your groups together, right? Because we're all going to be there. Like I said, I already have 4 houses. We may have to get a 5th one. And Marcy's going to be there. April's going to be there. We want all of you to be in Margaritaville with us. You don't have to have there's no requirements or qualifications to get a house in Margaritaville. You just got to pick up the phone and do it, okay? So I'm going to look in here and see the questions. If you guys have any others, please drop them in because that's the only way we can answer your questions. We have too many people in here to unmute right now. But let me go back to this question, which is totally not have anything to do with this at all. But as far as people selling on eBay or Walmart or Amazon, all you need to do is, number one, is not a big deal. Just turn it into compliance. We have a compliance department. They're scouring through these sites. Some people are tricky and they don't have their names listed as they do in their LifeWave account with the Amazon account or whatever. Just turn it in and move on. Remember, there's no guarantee that way. Who knows if the product's old, used? Who even knows if they're even going to get it? So it's not a big deal to worry about that, right? Okay, so July 20th is our date. Start333biz.com if you want more information on the other dates. So the Margaritaville is about, for me, looking on my map where I'm at, it says about 15 to 20 minutes from Majestic. So if you're not interested in going that 15, 20, or even if it's 30 minutes with traffic, I mean, it's one day that we have to drive over there. So you drive over one morning and you come back. Maybe people have a car, somebody rents a car, or you can Uber. There's a million Ubers. For me personally, I'm not staying next to the Majestic because it's next to the Majestic. I'm in Florida. I'm going to stay where I want to stay, and I'll get in a car and drive. I want to stay where I'm going to have fun. I'm going to enjoy myself, enjoy the environment, enjoy the people I'm in. And I personally, if I have an opportunity to be in a house over a hotel, put me in a house any day over a hotel. because it's a lot more fun than doing the hotel thing. And I do tons of hotel things, don't get me wrong. But that's going to be your personal choice, whether you do that or not, okay? But we would love to have you there. Okay. 179. Oh, cool. 175 a night for your own bed and bath in an 8-bedroom house. Thank you, Lady Climber. That's perfect. Or 93.75, just depends. Yeah, and again, you know, everybody has a choice to do whatever they want to do. Double checking, we have anything else? If you guys have any other questions about any of the events, I see there's product questions in here, but don't have time to go over all those. Okay, so we've got about 2 minutes left. Husbands are more than welcome to come, absolutely 100% to the event. They just need to get a ticket. We don't require anyone to have a brand partner ID to come to the July event. They just need to have a ticket in order to get in. That's it. So if they're not a brand partner, we had a lot of guests last time. Actually, I know Jan Rand met a lady in the airport out in LA, and they were both flying to Orlando, and the lady shows up, and after the event she comes up to me, she goes, I need to know how to get these patches. I said, well, who invited you here? She goes, Jan Rand. I said, of course she did. I said, do you live here? She goes, no, I met her in the airport in LA. I'm like, well, go find Jan Rand and she'll get you set up with the patches. So guests are welcome to come too. They just need a ticket as well. And remember, that ticket does include all day training, and it includes that evening time party get together where we have that community and connection. So we hope to see you all there. Marcy, we've got about 2 minutes. Do you have any words you want to close us out with?
I just thought 2 things would be nice. Do we want to quickly remind people when convention is? And I would like to show people in forums where to print out your favorite sheets to do their own meeting. You know, your tracker and your all products flyer. Could we do both real quick on the biz site?
Convention is the 17th through the 20th, but just keep in mind that tickets and hotels are not available right now. We hired a new events team. I got to meet them last week in Cancun, and they are in the process of redoing this whole interactive site that we book things through. I've got to experience it by booking Cancun with them and also Bora Bora. So you can come onto the wait list. Yeah, go ahead onto the wait list if they even have, do they have that open still, the wait list? Perfect. So you can join the wait list. I highly suggest you do that if you have not yet, because we are right probably at our 1,000 tickets that we have left. So if you don't have your tickets on the wait list yet, get it.
And then you talked about the forms you use when you do your own meeting, and this is within the system, start333biz.com. And you just click into the system, and under forms, Leah asks for forms. And so I just wanted to show you the forms that Dr. Staci has been using. So she likes, and we'll just go down, the international health tracker. And it's right there. You just have to go down to the forms and find it, the health tracker international. So that's the one that they've been reading off and doing. What did you say on this? You like get how people are doing, right? They track.
So I print these off for my guests when we're in person, and I have them fill out the bottom part, that health tracker, because they rate themselves on a quality of 1 to 10 in those categories. So they already know what patches they need. I need something for sleep. I need something for aging. I need something for pain. I need something for stamina. Oh, no problem. We have this, this, and this. And then that next sheet is the all-in-one products flyer.
Well, hold on, let me get to that. I like that. Rate themselves so they know what they need. That's very good. Okay, so the all-in-one. So we have a couple. We have the US and we have the international. I'll just show international right here because I believe this is the one. And go ahead. How do you use this, doctor?
So I don't go over all these patches, and I tell them that I'm not going to go over all this with you. You guys can skim through this and read, and you know what your needs are based on what you filled out on that tracker. And I do always talk about X39 in detail and Eon in detail. And there may be one other, depending on the questions of the group, that I'll go in detail. But just kind of skim over it if they, have little questions. But I love this because they can read the bullet points and they can go, yep, I need that, that, and that. And then the order form, Marcy, I don't know if you have the one I use or not.
I do. Mine is just a tad different because it has the bronze kit,
have
but
the
let me
bronze.
just put that in there. It's basically the same. And it's
Yeah.
the first one here.
Yeah, so I love this new order form. Someone on April's team made this. This is exactly, well, not exactly. This is what I use, except I don't have the bronze because that doesn't exist in my world. So I don't have the bronze on there. And then I have, it just looks similar. I don't have retail on there either. But this gives them the ability then to put their patches on there and then they fill it out. And
I did auto ship on ours too, so they can pick what they
Yeah.
want. I don't know why there's a check on there. That's weird. But yes. And then what I love here is that it talks about 1x39 or 1x49 is 1 point. Any supportive patch is 0.5 and the Alavita skincare is 1.5. Look at how easy it is to fill the different kits because now you just add the numbers.
Yeah.
I just think I'm loving it, doctor. So anyway, those are the three basically that you use. They print out maybe and you bring them to
Yeah, they're
your
printed
event.
out. Yes, absolutely. Yep, they're
Great,
printed
thank
out.
you.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for being here today. I know we ran over a couple minutes. I appreciate you. I can't wait to see you all soon at an event and hear about your successes of you inviting people to your own in-person events and your own online events. So thank you all. Thank you, Marcy, for being my beautiful co-host today. And we'll see you all on Tuesday night. Have a good Saturday.